75 beats.
The manifestation, the manifestation, the manifestation, the manifestation, the manifestation, the manifestation. What's manifesting from your mind? I am your host, Victory to God, and welcome to the Manifestation Network. The manifestation, the manifestation, the manifestation, the manifestation, the manifestation, the manifestation.
What's moving? It's the Manifestation Podcast coming out of Norfolk, Virginia, 757. Tonight we got a very special guest. Episode 1. The manifestation. What you manifesting from your mind? What you manifesting from your brain? What you manifesting from your thoughts? What are you manifesting from your energy? What are you manifesting from your spirit? We're going to start here. We're going to start now. I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself, what you got going on, and tell people about your brand tonight. We're going to talk about your upbringing, what led you to be an actress, what led you to be a singer, rapper, and entertainer. Tell the world what's your name and where you're from.
What's up, guys? It's your girl, Anazjah J. I was originally born in New Jersey, but I grew up in Atlanta, and I am 26 years old.
And so tell us about your brand and your music, and you got a lot going on, so let the world know about, we're going to start with the music. Okay. What inspired you to rap, to pick up the mic, to get in front of the crowd and do your thing, you know what I mean?
Okay, so as a kid, I've always loved music. Music is literally the blood that runs through my veins. Whether I'm upset, sad, or whatever, there's always a song that can bring me back to good spirits. And growing up, so my brother, he will always walk around the house rapping and everything. And there was one day that he gave me some lyrics and I rapped those because we had a family reunion that was coming up. And for that, we were able to do like lip sync battles. And for me, I wanted to do a lip sync battle without reading the lyrics off of the screen. So I researched one of my favorite artists. My number one favorite artist is Slick Rick. I practiced Slick Rick Lottie Dottie like day and night leading up to that family reunion, put on the gear, that even got me an eye patch, and I performed. And that's when I realized that like I love performing. I love bringing joy to everybody and just bringing that energy that makes people smile.
And who would you say your favorite artist is?
Me.
I like that.
But outside of myself, I have a couple of favorite artists that I definitely admire. That's one of my songs that I have currently on my upcoming album that I'm dedicating to. Each artist teaches me something different. Each artist helps me through different stages of lives. But I can definitely say my number one top artist will be Slick Rick and forever be Slick Rick and Dougie Fresh.
That's dope. That's dope. And that's very interesting, coming from a female artist, you know what I mean? And being 26 years old, because those particular artists that you mentioned are the original hip hop artists from the 90s, from the 80s, you know what I'm saying, who laid the foundation for the great ones that we have today. You know what I'm saying? So tell me, when the first time you went in the studio, or picked up a microphone, did you feel confident? Was you afraid or what?
No, so I have always written music, but I've always just kept it on the back end just because with the type of songs that I write, not knowing the fact that there would be a crowd for my type of music, I kind of felt like people wouldn't be rocking with the type of music that I wrote because I like to think of myself as a hip hop artist, not necessarily a rapper, because I have like an old school style when I rap, even though like majority of the times when I rap, it sounds new school, but it still tells that storyline. So a lot of my raps or songs were just kind of put on the back end, or I would just perform them in front of family. So when I first got in the studio, it was like, are you sure this is the right decision? But it was.
And And so the type of beats that you like, what when it comes to beat choices, what's your selection? What's the process?
So, I like old school beats. Like those would be my number one go-to beats. But if I'm feeling a specific type of emotion, I'll look for a beat guarding, like going to that. But if it's a beat where I want to just like overall know that this beat is going to get the crowd jumping, then I look for more of like the new school beats. And then my writing process is I'll listen to the beat a couple times, write a little, say it, keep practicing that one thing over and over and over until something else comes. And it just kind of flows. I would say that all my raps are technically freestyles because I write them while I'm in traffic.
That's dope. So I mean, now let's go into that process right there. You said write them in traffic. I mean,
Yes.
give me an example.
So I used to stay in Hampton, Virginia, and going across the bridge from like Norfolk to Hampton, there'll be like 30, 45-minute traffic. So while I'm sitting there, I'll have the beat playing in the car and I'll just keep playing the beat and I'll freestyle over the beat. And if something catches my eye during my freestyle, I'll put that down in my notes, keep repeating that, and then the song just starts to come to me like bar by bar.
So tell us about your album. What's the title?
So my album is an introduction to Anazjah J. So it's called This Is Me. It entails just a complete breakdown of who I am as a person. For anybody who like knows me personally, I am a hopeless romantic. I love love. I am very in touch with my emotions and I like to vibe. So it's like a full mix of that. I start off with my icebreaker freestyle where I just put everything on the table of this is who I am. And then I end with a poem about how music is my life and it's called Soul Food.
What's your favorite? How many cuts is on the album? How many tracks?
There will be 7 tracks. 6 of them will be songs and then the last, as I said, will be a poem.
So what's the single?
The single is my song Run To, which will also be on my album, but I released that just to get a buzz going. That is a love song that I had wrote back in 2021 about a guy that I had fallen in love with, but you know, you love and lost, so.
So I noticed that you has in one of the songs that I listened to earlier, you mentioned being in the military.
Yes.
Tell us about your military background.
So I've only been in the military for about 3 years now. Well, it'll be 4 years come like November. But I joined the military, as I said in my rap, to get away from home because I just got tired of doing the same old thing over and over again. And I wanted to change the scenery. Like, I had already gotten my degree in culinary arts and I just wanted more. So I was like, hey, why not?
And what branch?
Navy. I'm reserves in the Navy. ET is my rate, but I don't do well with computers or any electronics.
So as far as any type of military experience overseas, tell us about that.
I have only been on one deployment. I was stationed in Dubai for some time, which was pretty fun all around. It definitely got me my wings as far as traveling because that was my first time actually going out of the country.
That's dope. That's dope. Was it strict?
Yes and no. It depended on the area that you were in. In a lot of the touristy areas, it wasn't necessarily like hardcore as you would say or as they try to display in the media. But at the same time, I really wasn't out there doing no outlandish shit. So I can't say that I ever gotten spoken to about anything.
So, what was one of the biggest challenges that you experienced coming up, just in your upbringing?
That's tough. I would say that my biggest challenge was my confidence. Like, I've always felt as though I was confident, but then at the same time, when it came to a lot of stuff, I would always doubt myself or downplay anything that I had going on or my talents. And it wasn't until I went through therapy last year that I was just kind of like, all right, I'm her, so I gotta start acting like it.
And so, as far as dealing with the therapy, what were some of the tools that you use and feel that you got out of therapy and feel that you still apply today?
So I feel like I'm a know-it-all when it came to my therapy process. I kind of had a thought pattern or process about the situations that I've dealt with, and when I started, I have a song that I wrote about it called Room for Healing. When I started, I was still trying to keep on the mask of I'm fine, like there's nothing going on, I don't need to work on anything, even though like in reality I wasn't. But I want to say that my perspective is the biggest thing that I have taken from therapy that I still use today. Just having a different perspective when a situation comes into play. Looking at the glass as it's half empty or half full can definitely turn around your thought process of a situation.
Do you feel like you manifest the things in your life that are currently going on?
Oh, for sure. I definitely manifest a lot of the things that I have going on. I feel like my manifestation starts off with my vision board. But even outside of my vision board, I constantly tell myself, like, I'm the greatest, I'll be the best, I know that I can do this, so I will. And then as far as, like, just building myself up as the person that I am, I just keep positivity around me, which also helps in me manifesting positivity.
When manifesting, like for example, a situation in life that a goal in life that you set, simple goals, small goals, long-term goals, because you did just say that you feel that you manifest these things.
Yes.
Are there any doubts during the manifestation process, during that process of thinking, during that process of visualizing these ideas that you want to bring into fruition? Are there any doubts? Are there any fears in how you challenge those things?
I would say yes. I do have doubts sometimes, but my doubts aren't necessarily like I feel as though I can't. I feel like when things don't go my way, it just gets a little discouraging. But in the process of being like slightly discouraged, I'm a big, like, if you need to cry that shit out. So I'll cry it out, and then after I cry it out, I'll reevaluate the situation. If it's something that was in my control that I could have done something differently, then I'll evaluate what I could have done differently. But if it's something that's just absolutely out of my control, I literally have to tell myself, like, hey, you're not in control of this. You can't be in control of this, so you just got to take it to the chin.
Now, acting.
Yes.
Was that a childhood dream?
Always. Like, as I told my grandma, like, my grandma says it all the time that I'm a mess, because I tell her, like, I'm a star. I've been telling them that I was a star since I was 5, and I told them that, like, I was going to sing on the stage with Jennifer Hudson. Like, that has always been one of my dreams. Watching Keke Palmer growing up, I was like, that's going to be me one day. I can spell. Like, give me a word. Penguin. I don't really know how to spell it, but that's fine.
And so, let's go into the experience that you got in acting. What was your first film?
So I haven't done any filming yet. I did just recently perform in a play with Passageway Productions where I played Taisha. Um, she was a 13-year-old in the play, so that was the role that I had. It was short, but like even small roles and big roles, because I feel like the way that I performed, I definitely made an impact in people, but that's just, I feel like that's just the presence that I bring. It's always an impactful presence.
And an entertainer.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
All right. So, as far as entertainment, that also goes into like my acting, modeling. But as far as rapping, I like bringing life to my raps. I feel like that's one of the biggest reasons why I love Slick Rick, because it's like even in his voice you can hear like different changes and just the life in it. So every time I've always done something, I've always done it to where like I'm gonna do this as if I'm performing on stage. Like I'm gonna do this as if I'm in front of the big lights because I'm a star.
And that's dope. You know what I mean? Because Slick Rick, no question, is a legend.
Yes.
One of my favorites as well. You know what I'm saying? I wrote bars to a children's story. You dig what I'm saying? So,
Yes.
yeah, you know what I mean? So, as a storyteller, definitely gave us that visual, you know what I mean? And made you feel like you was right there, you know, and especially when we actually saw the videos back in the days. Shout out to, Yo MTV Raps and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, but continue.
But yeah, that's pretty much like the whole entertainment thing. I love bringing. So what I feel like my motto for myself is that I want to change the atmosphere. I feel as though your presence, whether it's a positive presence or a negative presence, can always change the atmosphere in a room. And for me, I feel like I'm like, my purpose is to be the light. My purpose is to bring light into darkest places, to bring light into people's lives, to bring joy, happiness, peace, like just all those things all in one. So with everything I do, I try to include that whole thing of being the peace, being the light, being joy, being positive, instead of speaking negativity into an atmosphere.
And what's your belief? What's your way of life?
I'm Christian, but no buts. I'm Christian. And I also believe in the power of the universe, if that makes sense.
Definitely. Can't say universe without saying you, right?
Right?
And so, what's your ultimate goal?
So my ultimate goal for my career altogether is, it could go in many different ways. Like, I don't do this for the famousy, right? As I said, I do this because I want to be able to make an impact in somebody's life. And of course, the fame and fortune is going to come into place. As far as the fortune, I want to build a foundation that I can start to pass on generational wealth and break the generational curse of like not having enough to survive, if that makes sense. Like, I want to be able to get to a point to where I can take care of my mom, I can take care of my dad, I can put my grandma in whatever house, whatever car, to where she doesn't have to worry about anything because I'm taking care of it for her. Not saying that she's not able, but I want to be able to be that provider for my family, to where like not only will my family and my future family not have to worry about anything, but even like my parents won't have to worry about anything either, because they know like if I got it, they got it.
Now, you mentioned Slick Rick, and you mentioned Dougie Fresh. Any female artists inspired you?
Yes.
And who are your favorite?
My favorite female artists?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're going to start off with Jennifer Hudson, because her voice gives me chills. After that, it's Queen Latifah, because y'all might not know, Queen Latifah can rap, and that's also one of my like inspirations as far as doing artistry as well as acting, because like she did both, but y'all won't even know she did both until y'all actually look it up. The Brat is pretty dope too. I love what's her name, Roxanne. I like her style and everything. Who else? What's the lady name? The one where she was like, music makes you intro, that lady. Help me out here.
CC Music Factory.
No.
I'm tripping.
Missy Elliott.
Oh, Missy, I'm
Yes.
going way back. Shit, I'm bugging the fuck out. All right.
I
got it.
absolutely love Missy Elliott. Like her vibe, like she's one of the artists that when I
No
listen
question.
to her
That's the home
songs-
team right there.
Huh?
Yeah, no question. I'm sorry. It's home team, Missy.
Missy Elliott?
No question. Yeah, VA.
What?
No, she's VA. She's VA. I said she's home team.
Oh, she's from Virginia?
Yeah,
I never knew that.
yeah.
Never
She's
knew
from Portsmouth.
that. Okay.
She got a street named dedicated to her.
We'll take
Over in
the sign.
Portsmouth.
I'm joking. I'm not gonna take the sign.
No, go ahead, Dawn. My
But
bad.
yeah, like her vibe in a lot of her songs, like it just gets you like going, and it brings that joy or that like happy entertainment factor too. So yeah, and then Beyonce, but you know, like I feel like and Beyonce.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. So, we went into the acting,
Yes.
and I know you're inspiring. You know, I know you're more focused into theater, and you know, going towards film or.
Yeah, so I'm currently in the process of writing my own filming. I'm in the process of creating my own show. I'm currently writing the script for it, and like sooner or later, once I have all my scripts and everything planned out, I'm going to start doing casting calls. But the series is going to be called Perception, and that's just because like people's perception of you is their reality of how they think of you. And I feel like a lot of us nowadays get so wrapped up in the perception of things instead of looking at the facts. So that's kind of like another one of those teaching things, or just getting you to look at situations a different way. But that's going to be pretty exciting. It starts off with a guy who is moving from one town to another because he got in trouble in his old town, and everybody thinks he's a bad kid, but he's really not. And the whole perception that everybody is struggling with throughout the whole entire series just it just shines light on things that I feel like we all go through daily.
Now, as a model,
Mhm.
what inspires you to become a model, and tell us about your direction in modeling.
So I want to do more so print modeling. What inspires me is I love taking pictures. I have always been photogenic. I remember when I was 3 years old, my uncle would walk around with a camera, and me and my cousin had a whole wrestling match just to take pictures on top of trash. Because my mom was in the process of taking out the trash, and I'm like, I want to take pictures. And we had that whole little like scuffle, but I've always been a photogenic person. I love being in front of the camera. So when it comes to my modeling, I want to do more so print modeling because I know that I don't reach the height requirements, but I'm 6'1", kind of really 5'5", but we're not going to talk about that. But I really want to do more so print modeling and sports modeling as well. So that's like my goal as far as that. But so far, I've just done like headshot photo shoots, costume photo shoots. I had one where I dressed up as number 5 from Codename Kid Next Door, and I did like a little photo shoot with that. So it's just different things to dabble in.
Awesome. So tell the viewers where they can find you at. What's your social media handles, and you know, tell them where we can find your music.
Okay, so I am in the process of my plan is to drop my album by September 13th of this year. That will be my birthday, and for that I want to do like a album release / birthday bash because it's going to be both things happening at the same time. As far as finding my music, you can find my music. I do have my single out. It's Run To by Anazjah J, and you'll have to type in Run T-O and then ANAZJAHJ, and that's on Apple Music, Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Pandora, YouTube. And that's all the music platforms that I can think of right now. As far as the music video, you can find that on my YouTube channel, and that is going to be Life with Anazjah J. That will be the same way that I spelled my name before. As far as social medias, I am on Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, I'm only on Instagram and TikTok. My Instagram is _ TheReilanazjAhJ _, and then my TikTok is _LW Anazjah J _.
All right, any shout outs?
Yes, so I want to give a big shout out to my current producer, Los. I want to give a shout out to this collective that I'm working with that has been a huge aid in my growth process as an artist. That is called The Village, which includes me, EJ, ZOE, Tay, and then my other producer, JP, where we're a collective where, just as everything else I said, we're trying to spread light, but we're also trying to create an atmosphere where other artists are like comfortable with working with us, showing us new things, just like being able to branch out and everything. So definitely want to give a shout out to them. I guess I'll do a shout out to my mom and dad, because like I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. And then like just everybody who has supported me up until this point. As I said, when I first started, I didn't think that my music would be anything that would actually do well. So a lot of my friends that encouraged me to go to the open mics and to test things out, I definitely want to give a big shout out to them, because if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now.
But there you have it. Up and coming artist, entertainer, actress, songwriter. Tell the fans what's your name one more time.
It's your girl, Anazjah J. And we will see y'all next time on
The Manifestation Podcast. Peace.